Good blessed morning to you. I'm up a little bit earlier this morning now because I have two visitors from America who are arriving at 11 o'clock, and they're here for a garden visit, and a big welcome to them actually, because they've Michael is the father, Michael and his son. Michael's been supporting Bealtaine Cottage now for a few years, and very interested in coming to see it. And look at the day that's in it. I mean, just look at this beautiful, beautiful day. So I don't think anyone's going to be disappointed. Oh, just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. So I'm going to just have a little walk around and let you see what I see and hear what I hear. And someone asked me what this sign was, and I did actually put a little link in response. But it says organic fáilte. Fáilte means welcome, and here in Ireland we'd say Céad Mile Fáilte, and that means 100,000 welcomes. Céad Mile Fáilte. So fáilte means welcome. And in fact, there's a fada over the E there. It should be a fada over the A, I think it is. But, anyway, that's what that means. So, this morning when I was looking around with my coffee, noticed that more and more of the beautiful Aquilegia have come out into flower. Are blooming. These are absolutely beautiful little flowers. Look at them. They're lovely. Now, they're referred to as Granny's bonnet, and I'm just trying to think what the common generic name is for them. I'm so used now to calling them Aquilegia because at least that gives people the proper name and therefore the link to be able to research them a bit more, because as you probably know, all plants have a Latin name, because Latin is regarded as a universal language. Latin is also the language of the medical profession and the pharmaceutical profession as well. So all plants have a Latin name. Look at this. Some beautiful colours going on here, because there's a range from pink to purple. They're lovely. And I've also noticed that some of the valerian is starting to open up. I think there's even more blooms on the clematis. Yeah, there we go. There's some of the valerian just beginning to open up. And they have the most beautiful pinky red plumes of flowers. And of course the Aquilegia just towering above them, looking very majestic. And Buddha just sat there laughing away. Lots of moss growing up around his legs and his arms. Masses and masses of oxeye daisy. They're going to be opening up and looking superb. Oh, and there's a little pussycat's followed me out. I must get her back in. I don't like Beauty being out during the day. Now I know Sammy Bear is in on my bed, as usual, dossing. I should have called him Doss Cat. She's just having a wee peep around. Here we go, lots of poppies out there, little flies basking in the early morning sun. Of course I've no objection to flies because of course they're food for other little beings further up the chain. We often forget that, don't we? We often forget that some of the things that we dislike, we just seem to dislike them and we don't really think about what it is they benefit. Because of course everything on Mother Earth has a benefit towards something else, so therefore everything is connected. Here she comes. She's a curious little cat. She's very independent though. She's not one of these little, wanting to be loved all the time cats. But she does want to stay near me, and she quite likes being near Jack. So it's an interesting little relationship that we have. So here's this lovely marching column of Aquilegia going all the way down here. And then Valerian at the head. Jack down there in the sunshine. So we still haven't got the full canopy of leaves, but we're almost there now. Been a little late, as I keep saying. But what was kind of 3 weeks late has kind of gone down now to about 2 weeks, so that gap is closing. Because stuff that should have been blooming maybe, up to a month ago, is blooming, but then stuff that was due to bloom a week ago is blooming. So that gap has been closed all the time. Jack! Jack! She knows I'm calling him, look, so she's gone into the side just to stand aside. Jack! Come on! You see what I mean now about that strange little relationship? She just dashed out on him. Oh, I was driving home yesterday from picking up my grandson. He wanted a lift. And here in the west of Ireland, if you haven't got a car and you don't drive, you've got a thumb, because the bus service is quite poor. The local bus service is quite poor. So anyway, he rang me and he said, myself and my friend are stranded over here, can you come and collect me? I said, all right, yeah, sure. Because, those of you who think like me know that you just do what you can for your children, your grandchildren, And being a taxi driver is one of them. So, but anyway, I was driving over and I had to slow the car down because I noticed there was some cows in the field to my left as I was driving into Drumshambo. And they'd obviously just come out of the byre, because it's been a wet time, and so it's, the farmers have had to wait for the fields to dry out a bit. But these very, very proud mummy cows had come out with their little calves, and the calves were tiny. Oh, they were tiny, but they were playing in the field. There was 2 of them, and they were running and jumping and leaping, and they were just so happy and playing. And I just looked at them and I thought, gosh, isn't that beautiful to see? I look at all the Aquilegia over here. Just layers and layers and layers of growth and life and colour and sounds. I'll just walk you over to the tunnel because I've had a little bit of a clean up in there. Got the paddling pool emptied. Sad, sad, sad. I'm just thinking to myself as well, you know, my youngest grandson is 7 months old, and when they were here, my daughter-in-law Michelle said a few times to me, "Oh, would you like to feed him?" I said, "Oh gosh, yes." So she just weaned him now off breast milk, and so we had this little, what I call a wee bobo. It's actually a bottle, and I was sat in the egg chair just feeding him and cuddling him, and I just thought to myself, oh, he's such a beautiful, beautiful little boy. And then I thought, after they left, I thought, I'll never get to do that again, because the next time that I see him, he'll be maybe a year old, over a year, and he'll be past that stage. So I thought, well, just cherish those memories, and hopefully, you know, at some point in the future, be able to embarrass him. Say, I remember you, drinking your little bobo. Now, I'm just looking at this little apple tree. There he is, he says. Where'd you go, Mum? He's having a bit of a run around. I've just seen this little apple tree. I mean, look, it's just a child, this little one. Look at all the apple blossom on it. No, I'll have to take off, well, I'll just wait to see, you know, how many are pollinated. I'd say all of them, but I will have to remove about 2/3 of the apples from that little tree. Don't want it to get too heavy, because of course that was the mistake I made with the nectarine tree, and last year broke one of the branches. Now look at this. Look at my newly tidied up, freshly watered, good to go polytunnel. And I've spread the straw out down here, just at the entrance. So I've been up here just cutting back a few things. I should really be a little bit more, you know, determined in cutting back, but I'm very reluctant to cut anything back. I prefer to squeeze between plants at this time of the year, because it's like, you know, Mother Earth is just being exuberant and wonderful and wanting to have a big party. And you know, I just think to myself, let her at it. Let her have her midsummer and her wonderful abundance, and then maybe do a little bit of a tidy up, but not too much. Now, I'm looking at this sage, and I'm very happy with the way it's come on, because a few months back I cut that sage back, and I thought, I stood back afterwards and I thought, oh, you've cut it back too hard. But actually I didn't, because look at the growth on it, and now there's lots of flowers coming on it as well. Of course Aquilegia in here as well. And now I do have to prune that peach tree because it's gone a bit wild. So here's the oxeye daisies out in the tunnel. So this is what they're going to look like outside another week or so, I'd say. And lots of beautiful, beautiful flowers and seed heads. And look at these absolutely gorgeous foxgloves. Look at that, look at those. That's a sight for sore eyes. Now, where have we got to time-wise on this? Let me just pop my glasses on and have a look. Right, we're up at nearly 16 minutes. So, I need to upload this and make sure it gets uploaded before my visitors arrive. There's my little cotton come again salad box, the microgreens still going. They will go for a very long time. I think I've had 3 cuts on that box already, or is it 4? And there's the Jacob's Ladder in flower, and the chamomile down there in flower. A little bit of green fly on this Aquilegia here, but you know, I just let them go. Jack? There he is. Jack likes to sit over there, you know, on that little bank. I think he can see. He can probably see the road from where he is. Now, a little bit of a shout out to everyone here because I'm very happy that the subscriber numbers have gone up on this channel. I think we're fast approaching 12,000, which is probably not a lot to some people who are in the hundreds of thousands and talking crap. But for me, getting up towards 12,000 is just wonderful, so I'm dead pleased about that. However, I've also noticed since I dropped off the donate button, there's been people have dropped out of the Patreon, and in fact I've had no new subscribers to Patreon. This is probably the first month ever that I've had no new patrons to Patreon. So I'm sort of been forced to put the donate button back up because it's quite difficult. So I've got to show you this. Look at that. Isn't that a beautiful little butterfly? Yes, so I have to live, and I don't like to ask for donations. I'm actually quite proud, but you know what they say about pride, it comes before a fall, and I don't want to get into any financial difficulty, which if things keep going the way they're going, I will. So I'm putting the donate button back up, and I'm very happy if you wish to make a donation. If only a quarter of my subscribers were to donate, you know, €1 a month, that would very, very quickly build up and allow me to buy more land and continue with this project. If only 1,000 of the 12,000 were to donate €1 a month, I mean, that would be incredible. So anyway, look I'm putting the donate button back up. Please consider making a small donation, you know, and also, of course, if you care to support via Patreon, that's brilliant. But a small donation would be wonderful. And I do send a thank you note to everyone who donates, big or small. Now I'm going to leave you with this beautiful image of the delphinium with the fennel behind it. So blessings to you all, and have a lovely day wherever you are, or a beautiful evening. Blessings.